listening to ProveText, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Frederick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to ProveText. I am Michael Halcomb, and in this episode, we're thinking about vocabulary. That means it's a Growcabulary episode. And today we have Hebrew vocabulary in mind, so it's a Hebrew Growcabulary episode. It's been a little bit since we've done one of these, but we're back at it. And today's Hebrew root is Ayin Bet Resh Avar. And this has the idea, the meaning of to pass over, to pass through, pass by, something to this effect. So we're going to look at a few examples of this. To do that, I'm going to pull up stepbible.org, which I use every day and encourage you to use it as well every day for your own study. But here we go. I got Step Bible pulled open. Let's see, I got my keyboard set to Hebrew, and I'm going to type in. I hit the search button already. I'm going to type in Ein Beit Resh, and there we go. And you'll see that Avar pops up, and it pops up quite a bit, over around 600 times, or more than 600 times, almost 700. There are different forms, so you can see here that we have Avar 569 times, to pass, but we also have Avar beyond 109 times. We're going to look at Avar to pass, and there you go. Our first occurrence that we see it is in Genesis 8:1. Vayaver, vayaver. And to pass over, Genesis 12:6, we get a very similar form, vayavor, and then in Genesis 15, avar. Now, if we go to, we can look at the lexicon here. We could find the same in two-letter lookup, but you can see that in terms of meaning, we have to pass over, or by, or through, even to alienate, bring, carry, do away, take away, transgress. But really, this idea of passing over, crossing over, passing beyond, passing through, that's kind of the main idea. It can have to do with migrate, immigrate as well. And you'll get these different senses. You have the very sort of physical sense, right, of passing through something, but you can also pass through a situation in terms of like a spiritual moment or an emotion, or just a difficult time. You can sometimes passing through is the denoting of going through a very narrow place, like a narrow situation. Passing through has to do with moving from one spot to the other. So there are some real profound theological meanings or senses to the word as well. And we could look across the Old Testament and just find a bunch of those. But that's the idea. Avar has to do with passing over, crossing over, passing by, passing through. And I guess we can go ahead and stop there. Remember about two-letter lookup as well. But stepbible.org really gets at it. So avar has to do with passing over, passing by, passing through, or crossing over. I can think of like a couple of silly mnemonic devices. Avar sounds like afar, afar in English. And when you're looking, at something that's afar, right, you're going to try to get to it. Maybe you got to pass through something to get to what's afar. So you got to avar to get to afar. Or maybe that's one way that you can think about it. Or, at sporting events, they often have like the turnstile where it's like a bar, and then you got to like walk through it, and then it clicks again. The next person got to do the same thing. So as you pass through the turnstile, you pass through a bar, and a bar sounds like avar. So afar, a bar, You are passing through something to get something afar. You're passing through the turnstile through a bar to get to into the stadium. Those are a couple of mnemonic devices that I might use. Take them or leave them if they're helpful for you or not. But I'll stop there and I'll say I hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.